Hello everybody and welcome back to another Fear the Walking Dead video, and in today's video I will be doing my ranking list for Season 1 to 7 of Fear the Walking Dead in worst to best, in what season I think is worst, and I'll give a little reason why, and what season I think is best. I did do this a year ago, however, as it's a year ago, we have Season 7 now, so it's now out of date. Also, I feel like my opinion has changed over time, and especially the top ones have shuffled a little now. After looking back at the seasons, I'm like, okay, I might have ranked one a little too high in my opinion. So let's jump right into this and go straight to number 7, which is Season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead. Everyone would agree that that is the worst season. This is definitely not a controversial option. This is definitely, everyone's like, yeah, this is so bad. Like, I am someone who really cares about aesthetics, and this is definitely the worst looking season. I really hate how it looks. The story is bad. The villain, Logan, he's not really a villain. I remember watching this with somebody, and they didn't know that Logan was meant to be the villain. She just thought he was an annoying character. And I was like, oh yeah, he's meant to be the villain this season. And they were like, whoa, wait, there's a villain? And it was just, so the villain's bad. The story is really stupid. I really don't like the first half of the story. And the first half is even better than the second half. The second half is just pointless with them just kind of having a convoy because they're trying to find a base. They never find it. It's just really pointless. Like, you could say the final episodes kind of do save it slightly with kind of introducing a better villain, the key people. I never knew their name. They're not very, like, memorable. I just call them the key people because they have keys. So it'd be cool if someone could tell me their actual name, because I don't want to find out. I don't want to look up Fear for Season 5. It's just a really bad season to watch. It's not very fun. Everyone is really annoying and really stupid. Like, they really wasted Alicia. They really wasted the radioactive walkers in the first half of the season. Like, what was the point? I remember them hyping up, the writers were hyping up the radioactive walkers, and nothing came for them. It really sucked. And it's definitely the worst season in my opinion. Now let's go to 6th place. And this is Fear the Walking Dead Season 7. This season started off so promising. I was like, yes, this is going to be up there in the top 3 for me. Radioactive, it's like Fallout. It's going to be amazing. If it's like Season 6 of Radiation, it'll be better than Season 6. No. The first 2-3 episodes, maybe 4 episodes, were absolutely fantastic. Every other episode was filler, stupidity, and breaking its own rules. This season's filled with so many continuity issues, so many like kind of lore issues. It's so annoying. I really hate this season because it wasted such a great potential and just turned it into a weird gimmick that was useless. It was such a bad season. They never explained anything, and they set up a war that never really happened. It's like, oh, we'll go to War Strand. Nah, you had literally one fight between Morgan and Strand in an elevator shaft, and then you had Alicia and Strand about to have a fight, but instead they team up and just Strand turns good then turns evil again. It's a really bad and poorly written season. Also, it doesn't help that Alicia literally left on one of the worst episodes of Fear the Walking Dead in my opinion. Episode 15, Amina, I would have to say is the worst, like among the worst episodes of Fear the Walking Dead ever. It's that bad. So this is such a bad season. It had such a good potential coming off Season 6, and they just ruined everything. Now in 5th place is Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, and this season is kind of good, kind of bad. It's one of those mediocre seasons. It doesn't help that the first half, in my opinion, is actually a solid season, and they could have ended it there, and then the back half is just really bad. I don't really ever watch the back half if I ever rewatch Fear. I've done it once before, and I skipped the entire back half because it was pointless. It's just 8 episodes of filler and introducing characters that don't really matter to the story moving forwards. So this season gets a really disjointed feeling, with the first 8 episodes actually being good and worth watching, and actually being relevant, when the last 8 don't. It's like they didn't have a full season and didn't really know what to do with this season. I would have to mention the looks. The back half looks terrible, and that's because they solely only use the terrible colour scheme that they used in the first half. However, I feel like the first half is okay just because you have the now time and the past, and they look distinctly different. I'm okay with the now time looking like disgusting and nasty because it's meant to be bleak and all depressing, and I was okay with that. I thought, okay, they'll get rid of it by the end of the first half. They didn't. They kept it, which really sucked. So the first half of Fear is actually okay. I'm like, okay, episode 1 to episode 8 is good. It's a fun watch. It's just this season's very disjointed. The back half's bad, and they did some characters dirty in this season, and this season's kind of been retconned now, and the big deaths of the season don't really matter anymore. Like Madison's back now, which ruins the entire impact and the entire climax of season 4, which has in a way made the end of season 4 worse. Like the midpoint is now just worse because she didn't die, she just kind of disappeared, and it looks like that obviously Strand, Alicia, Nick and Luciana just never bothered looking for her, it seems like now, because Madison clearly survived it, and they just never went, okay, let's wait a few days then go back and find out. No, they just completely left her there. So that's really annoying. This is definitely a 5th place. It can't be any better, and it can't be any worse, because the other two were just hands down the worst things in the Walking Dead universe. Now in 4th place is Fear the Walking Dead Season 1. The reason why this is in 4th place is just because it's very bingeable, which is great. However, it didn't really kind of address the marketing that was around this season. I'm going to have to mention this again like I did last time. I thought it was really annoying where it was all about find out where it all started, and then you watch this and then you just find out it's already started, and you just see it kind of happen. It also doesn't help that halfway through this season, it completely skips the downfall of the apocalypse. Like we see stuff going down for the first time, and the next episode takes place almost 2 weeks later, and you completely miss the fall of LA. You just see a riot once, and then bam, which really sucked. This had so much potential. However, a lot of it was just, okay, we're gonna have a character like act like this, they're gonna have to go and be like, oh no, it's a walker, I don't know what they are, and then they just chill in a place for 6 episodes. It's very fun, it's very bingeable, and it's very interesting. It also looks gorgeous in my opinion. I love the setting of LA. Like any city like setting is amazing. It's why I'm so excited about Isle of the Dead, 'cause it's all going to take place in New York. So this is great to see LA. I thought it was really cool. So the setting's great. It looks great. It's a very pretty season. And overall, this is a great start for Fear. And that's why it's in 4th place. Now in 3rd place is Fear the Walking Dead Season 6. This season started off so well. Like episode 1 to 9, in my opinion, are all oops bangers. They're all very well told. They all look absolutely amazing. I think episode 1 and 4, or like one of those 2 episodes, are among the highest rated Fear the Walking Dead episodes on IMDb, which is quite insane that somehow the rebooted episodes have a higher rating than the original ones, which is quite weird. But this season is really, really good. It looks amazing. I'm someone who really cares about aesthetics and music and stuff like that, and this has all of that. It is definitely one of the best looking seasons. It definitely has the best music, and it's a really fun season. It's a really good character for Morgan. Morgan's hands down one of the best things about the season. Deaths were in this season. It's a really fun season. The story's amazing. Definitely the end of the key arc. The villain was good. However, there are some issues with this season. The last 2 to 3 episodes are a bit kind of meh. Like the quality does like kind of drop after episode 9 in my opinion, and it slowly gets worse to kind of episode 16 being mediocre in my opinion. I feel like the final episode of the season is a bit anticlimactical, and that's why I couldn't put any higher. Like I put this in 2nd place last time, but looking back at this, I was mostly looking at the first few episodes. But if I look at the entire season, it's a bit disjointed in quality, where the first half, the first 9 are really, really good, and the back half just gets worse and worse and worse. It's a very fun way to tell the story. Also, the story's told in a very different way, which makes it a very fun watch, with each episode kind of being important. However, it can also be filler at times too. Now, in 2nd place is Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, and this was a hard one to place because I really liked Season 6 also, but I placed Fear the Walking Dead Season 2 over Season 6, just because I thought about which would I rather rewatch, which would I enjoy more rewatching, and it would definitely be Season 2, so it barely beat Season 3 to get this slot in my opinion. Season 2 has the best location ever seen in Fear in my opinion. They do really focus on Mexico, and I thought that was amazing. However, there are some pacing issues in this season, especially in the first half. But I really like it. The characters are really good. Nick is a little annoying. I feel like his story could have ended in this season with a happy ending, and finding this like big like town or that community to stay in. I feel like that could have been a cool way to end Nick's story. But the big like kind of big good character moments are definitely all given to Travis. I really think Travis and maybe a bit Strand are the standout characters in this season. The story's great, it looks amazing, it sounds amazing. This just is a very fun to watch season, and one of the most rewatchable in my opinion, just because you see a lot of different locations, you see different areas and how they reacted to the apocalypse and stuff like that. And I really like that as a whole, and that's why the season is so high. Now, in first place is Season 3, and everyone would expect Season 3 to be up here, because everyone agrees Season 3 is the best season of Fear. This is definitely where Fear found itself and really just stuck his landing on this is what Fear's going to be about. It has the best characters that were ever introduced into the season outside of John Dory, because John Dory is just the best no matter what. But we had characters like Walker, Troy, the Ottos were a good villain. I really liked this. Madison really came into her own in this season, and it was really good. I really liked the story. Nick was amazing. The ending was very good. However, because Season 4 never picked it up, it made the ending of Season 3 very anticlimactic, and it made it end in a way where you could be like, that's the end of the story. It was a very, very good season. It's very well paced. The story is great. The locations aren't as good as Season 2, in my opinion. However, they still dabble a little bit in Mexico. I just really like this season, and this is definitely my favourite season just because it's just so much better, and it really is its own compared to all the other seasons of Fear the Walking Dead. And that is my video. So please tell me down below, do you agree with my list? Do you not agree with my list? And what are your ranking list for seasons 1 to 7 of Fear the Walking Dead? And if you want more Walking Dead content, please look on the screen. If you want something recommended for you, look at the bottom one. And I recommend you subscribe to be able to keep up to date on all things Walking Dead. And I have 2 videos a week every week. But this is it for me today. So goodbye, peace out, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye bye.